Hi guys, I'm just here with a quick video update with the hydrangea that was split. So this was the smallest one. Still quite small, but it does have a good amount of new leaves. These are some things I recently planted that look like the end of August, if you know what I mean. And look at this. There's a bud. I just noticed this. So this was the one that had a good, smaller one that had a good amount of roots. The other one had like kind of some weak roots, but it looks like they all took. So those are those two, and I'm gonna share. So I had a previous video recently about some wildberry echinacea coneflowers that I just planted, and let me show you what they look like. They literally died when I put them in the ground. So I cut them back and they're showing like no signs of life. So I'm just irritated, but thankfully it was $4 I had left on the green leaves and they just died too. I don't know if it's a soil issue, if it is a moisture issue. I have no idea. So there's still a good amount of time left in the summer. So maybe they'll come back. So that's one. They both look dead. Just utterly dead. They just quit. They gave up. They signed off. I don't know. So that's that. But these bounced back. These were, this right here was a potted annual grouping that I just stuck in the ground because it looked like trash, and that looks pretty good. So happy with that. Limelight looks great, and so does that 9 bark. So there's some wins. The roses are starting to go into the next flush of blooms because we have had a couple of cool days right after a heat wave. So some things are starting to breathe again. But look at this one, is about to explode. This is the summer crush hibiscus. This is about to explode in blooms. Maybe in about a month from now it'll be looking awesome. Oh, you know what? This is just gonna be a hydrangea update, because look at this. This is the $5, excuse me, penny mac. This thing is like doubled in size. I just can't get over this hydrangea. Super underrated. Bought it on clearance at Lowe's for $5, and as you can see, it's just awesome. Super underrated. Totally surprised by the performance of this. And here's the other $5 penny mac. There's just buds everywhere, and the older blooms are pretty too. This lime green, girl, I am here for it. So they're just doing great. I'm very happy. I'm thrilled with these. If everything else turns to crap out of my clearance hauls, at least I have these two bad boys to boost my confidence. These are doing pretty good too. That was a clearance. And then here's the last one of the 3. So the leaves are looking a little a little crispy, but there's still new growth. Oh, and look, there's a bud too. Oh, just when I was giving up on her, she blooms, she blossoms, she does all the things. Look at that. You know what? Let's look at the rest of the hydrangeas. We'll look at all the mop heads. Look at all the ones that are mop heads, because they're the ones that are just divas, and I'm here for it. I'm here for diva. I'm here for diva plants, you know. You know what? I'm gonna take you on a quick little tour. There are some updates here. These, my annual containers are looking, well, that looks pretty good actually. Because again, now the heat wave's over. They're starting to breathe again. Some of them weren't great, but I did get 2 replacements. So I had some celosia. They weren't doing much. They weren't doing anything for me. So I got this bad boy. This is one plant. Bought it on clearance for $4.50, which, I mean, whatever. It's not the cheapest annual I've ever bought, but this thing is huge and it looks awesome up here. This is a begonia, dragon wings pink, and she's gorgeous and she's living her best. And I love it in this blue pot. Canna's doing great. These alocasia, I mean, I like them. I probably would not put them in a mixed pot next year. I'm gonna try them again next year, but put them in their own pot. I think they're just fighting too much. So a lot of the leaves are burning and curling, and the other stuff just stopped blooming. So I think they're just fighting too much. I put too much in this pot, but that's okay. This is a Lime-Time Coleus. She's fantastic. I wish I bought her sooner, but I got this one on clearance too when I bought that dragon wing. And she was $4.50 as well, and huge. So the thing about buying Coleus late is at least you get them big. And I bought it in August, but she's just doing the most, and I love her. Still blooming. She probably has more leaves on it now than it did when I bought it. I don't really know. Let me know what you think. And then another canna. She's alright. Leaves look awesome though. Kind of was growing for their foliage anyway. Alright, let's get back to hydrangea land. All the things. All the mophead. So, the paniculatas are all looking fantastic, so. I mean, there's nothing really to update there. They're just always just looking fantastic, always. Here's the other mop head. This was the $5 one, but last fall, and I ended up moving her like 4 times. I mean, I thought I killed this thing. No buds that I can see, though I've been surprised today, as you can tell. I don't see any buds, any blooms coming on this bad boy. However, she has taken on some growth, and I am happy for that. This area is going to be changed for next year. This sedum and that sedum, I'm going to dig them out and divide them, and they're going to my church. I'm going to be bringing those there to do some landscape design over there. So those will be gone. I'll probably just do the impatiens again. I might do more begonias next year than impatiens because some of them look phenomenal. Like these, they get enough shade. But these over here have been struggling all summer. So I think they're getting too much sun, and they're just, there's a soil issue, but they just aren't doing the best. So everywhere else in this area, they're doing great. Ironically, it feels like this should get the most amount of shade, but for whatever reason, it's just not. So, like I said, the hydrangea will stay, and then the irises will stay. And other than that, I think I'm just going to do a ground cover annual light layer of mulch, call it a day, because I think to put in all of these annuals is probably like $15. So it's just, and with impatiens, you don't have to deadhead them. So I think I will be doing this again. Or begonias. Begonias have been my go-to. I wish I did them everywhere because of a couple things. One, I mean, look at this. This area has been seen by gophers, chipmunks, squirrels. This area has been abused. As you can see, it's just been, everything gets gutted. Everything gets snatched up. It's just annoying. So anyway, but the begonias, like, they're huge. I planted them. They must have been like 2 inches tall. Like, they were tiny when I put them in, and I cannot get over begonias. I feel like they don't get super thirsty. They can take sun or shade. Though I will say the ones in the sun have outperformed the ones that have been in the shade. Here's more. Oh my God. So I will say that. But definitely next year, what I'll be doing at the church is I will be planting begonias for sure, for a summer planting, because they are just a low maintenance. They don't get wilty when they don't get water to them. They're not like petunias that look great one day and the next, like, all of them are dead and you have to deadhead them, and you have weeks where you are waiting for a new flush. No, I'm over it. I'm over it. I said last year I was gonna do petunias again, and then they get me every year with their prettiness. But I think next year I'm doing more begonias, and then I think where I have the swoop of begonias this year, I think we're doing patience over there, and then I'm gonna do begonias here, because this does get more sun, and that area gets full shade, and those begonias aren't getting as large. They still look great, and I will go show you. Oh, let's make a little stop here. So these, again, this is a new flush. These petunias, oh my gosh, petunias. So as you can see, these petunias are sad, but the verbena is coming in, and the lobelia, I think it is, it's starting to come back. You know, her hair was nappy, and she got it relaxed. She got it pressed out. She isn't doing as good, but at least it looks better than it did a couple weeks ago. And these petunias look better than the other ones. I quit. I swear I quit. Over it. Girl, I'm over it. So look at this. Look at her. I'm stressing her out, I think. Again, I don't know if it's a light issue. Light issue, a soil issue, a crowded issue. I don't know. I've never grown these before. But like I said, next year, you put it in its own pot, so she doesn't have to fight. Because I think girl's strong, but I think she's just with too many other thirsty, super thirsty friends. Because I have a hibiscus in there, an annual hibiscus, and a canna lily. I think they're just all thirsty. So, whatever. These are blanket flowers I transplanted over here. I cut this one back, and it's actually starting to rebound, so thank God for that. Oh yeah, I came over here to show you guys the swoop. Swoop! Here. See, these are the same begonias from the tray that on the side of the shed. And these have not, they've grown, but they haven't got quite as big as the other, not nearly as big. So I'm thinking that for my area, they want more sun than full shade. They're so clearly doing fine. They do look a little bit more crispy than the ones in sun. But again, this is a new flower bed, so it doesn't have as much broken down material in it. I just made this bed this year, so that could be, but I made that one this year too. I mean, I make no sense of it, but that's kind of how it is. This is the difference between full shade. This gets like no direct sun, and this is what they look like. The color isn't as vibrant. They look very dull. Yeah, it gets bright shade in the morning, I guess you could say, if you're stretching it, but it's just not doing things. So I think I am going to do impatiens here. That'll be like 2 trays of impatiens. Oh my gosh, it'll be like $8. Done. Finished. Whole corner. And I can put them in as thickly as I want in this little, like from the AC unit to like, I want to say, this corner out. So like here. I might just get like 5 trays and plug impatiens in. I mean, this is next year. Who knows? These hostas could be humongous and they will get bigger. So we'll see. But it is, again, with the impatiens, when you don't have to deadhead it, you put them everywhere. Everywhere. Just flower mulch. Because I am so over it. I'm so over the mulch looking like this. Like 2 days. I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I mulched, but I'm just complaining in this video. Oh, you know, I'm sorry. I am just complaining. See if there's anything else to talk to you guys about. There's a struggling phlox back there. She's gonna get moved. Probably over here. I separate space in it. It may just actually go right here. I don't know. It's gonna go somewhere. And I have a phlox over in that side garden that I also have to move. So let me show you. Oh, good. See, okay. These petunias. These are the holy grail. Everybody loves Super Tunia Vista Bubblegum. I like her. But This has been looking like this for weeks. I have sprayed it, I have watered it, I have fertilized it, I've done all the things. I'm ready to just rip it out and put in fall stuff, but it's so early that mums will just look like straight garbage by the time it feels like fall. So I'm trying to wait and hold out. I'm wondering if I have to start watering it twice a day because they're just, I don't know. I don't get it. It's why? Did get these. These were tiny like 2 weeks ago. Just sweet potato vines. So I just moved the what was in there was not doing it for me. So I switched it out. And put in the sweet potato vines because this will kind of bring me into fall. And they were buy one get one free. So less than $6 for 2 hanging baskets. Perfectly fine. And also, let me show you something. I was deadheading some coleus, so I just plugged this in, see if it'll propagate. If not, no loss. If it does, it'll kind of be cool, and it'll be the new one you want back there. See, or I can move it out and use in that container that's just acting up. Oh, this is something I should show you for all 4 of you that actually watch this video. This area has been my favorite this year, I think. This is an annual bed, except for I have a couple Russian sages that, well, this one looks massive, and they were $1. And then this is a viburnum that's putting on growth, but I almost wish it wasn't there because this purple fountain grass, my husband was like, we need more of that in our lives, and I have to grade. It just looks awesome. Thinking about those containers up front that look like sad trash, I might just put a purple fountain grass in each one of those and call it a day, and that'll take me well into the fall and not even deal with mums because that's more deadheading. But look at these sun patience. Sheesh. I think next, and this is the pink, unplugged pink. This was not a clearance plant. It's an unplugged pink salvia. I love it. I think it just did really well for me. It does need to be deadheaded, but that's how this is looking. And I just filled in completely. Looks really good. Here's something I was going to bring over here to show you. Oh, you can see a sad piece of lamb's ear that I moved. We'll see if that comes back. I need to fill in this spot. I thought that would be perfect here. So I was like, oh, it's 100 degrees. Let me move a piece. And then it just straight died. But there's some new growth coming up, so let's see if that works. And there's some more dahlias that look awesome. That is, right here is quick fire. And this white salvia is just going for it. It is outperforming every other salvia. The May night, April night, all that stuff. This one has been blooming since day one. Highly recommended. And this is the Pugster Blue butterfly blush that is bouncing back. Looks great. Bought on a clearance. 15. And that's about it. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. This flax is also something that's going to be moved in a few weeks. It's a little bit cooler. Probably once the kids go back to school, it'll probably be a good time to transplant some stuff. Because we'll get towards the end of August and give them enough time to kind of develop some roots. But yeah, that's it. That's gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching this hot mess of a garden tour that made absolutely no sense and was all over the place. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.